I am Slick Nick, the living legend. And this is my Jeep, and this is my dad, who's coming into the picture right now. So what's funny, let's just imagine this. I knew that I always wanted a Jeep Wrangler. I had never driven a Jeep Wrangler. When you went to go get the Jeep, you didn't drive it.
No.
I made several of these videos with the Jeep behind me, and I still had never driven a Jeep Wrangler or even my own. So many videos were made before I actually drove because I wanted to get all the videos while we still had the stories fresh in our head. So yes, I've now driven the Wrangler, and we took it out on the Canyon Road here. If you want to Google Little River Canyon, that's the name of it, right? In Alabama. We drove it along the canyon there. I wanted to just basically give myself a refresher on driving a stick shift. This one's actually specifically a 6-speed, so in my mind, the 6-speed is overdrive. But it's funny because it's uncommon these days that people drive stick shifts, and it's probably becoming more rare that people even know how to drive them. And you know, I learned back ultimately, I guess, when I was in college and drove your old truck when I was mowing lawns, and had to drive the truck for that reason. But I will say that I was wondering, how's this gonna go when here I've got this vehicle that I've never even driven one in ever, and it's been a long, I mean, it's few and far between when I drive a stick shift. You know, every year or so I'll drive one just for a little bit. But so how did you feel about my stick shift abilities on the drive?
Yeah, you did pretty good. You know, I mean, I know it comes back to you the more you drive. I mean, but yeah, you did good. You never stalled the engine out, you know, and so that was a good start.
Yeah. Yeah, and I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised myself. I was, I mean, it's one of those things, like they say, riding a bike, you get back on. But like, I knew what to do. You know, instinctively, it was still muscle memory for me to do that. But the little road trip that we went on served as confirmation for me that I had romanticized this idea about what I perceived as the perfect vehicle that I've always wanted. And even though I'd never driven one, and even though you didn't drive it when you bought it, because we just knew we need to get this Jeep and it was too good of a deal to pass up. And then, so today marks the first time that I've driven a Jeep Wrangler ever, my own car, and specifically a manual transmission 6-speed Jeep Wrangler. So all those things finally happened, but there's no doubt in my mind that this is exactly what, and I was even saying as I was driving, I said, why would I ever not want to be driving one of these? Like, that's how happy I am about this. And you know, I understand that some people would see that as a hassle, having to shift gears and use the clutch and all this stuff. But I think for me, it's probably symbolic of where I'm at in life at this point, because I've overcome so many things in my life. And at this point, I've really learned how to manage chaos, which is ultimately what I do for a living in recruiting. And I think it somehow symbolizes me like having control over something, because I'm used to controlling things. Here this weekend, I'm here for this whole, a solid 24-hour day, getting to see the Jeep, shooting videos with my parents. And this is my ideal version of fun for this whole day. Like a day off from, you know, responsibilities, you know, with my family back in Tennessee. My wife gave me this day off just to do whatever I wanted to do here with the Jeep and all this. And so what I'm saying is I'm always being responsible for something. And here I am in my time off, and still though, I think it's now like hardwired in me, but I still want to be in control of something. And so, I mean, how did you feel that, I know that your truck now is not a stick shift, but did you ever feel like it was kind of annoying to drive a manual, or are you like me, like it just made sense, like you actually thought it was fun?
Yeah, you know, I always liked the stick shift. You know, most of my cars were stick shift. And when I got the truck 25 years ago, it was good. But I guess, you know, as you get older, and you just think, you know, it's not so important anymore to have a stick shift. I mean, it's okay for a fun car, but your daily driver, I think I'm ready for automatic.
Which is funny because this is my daily driver car. Like, I'm going to be driving on I-65 in Nashville on a very chaotic interstate every day. Lots of starting and stopping too. But that's the thing. If you live in Nashville, like you drive and you see like 1 in 5 cars is a Jeep Wrangler. Like it's part of the cultural identity of Nashville that you drive a Jeep Wrangler. So even if it's impractical, which I guess it is, to have a Jeep Wrangler as your daily car in Nashville, and on top of that a stick shift, but a lot of them are. So I've finally driven my vehicle. It's only confirmed what I always had fantasized, that a Jeep Wrangler is just the best ever, and why would you not want to be driving one the rest of your life? So you got thoughts on that? They belong right here.